fuck a weed plant. See, that song's about fucking weed plants, you see.
That song's about fucking weed plants?
That song's about just like cultivating a whole bunch of weed plants, is wrapping them around your dick like a big dick sling, like a big old weed dick sling, and then just jacking off with it, coming into the weed. It cures in your cum. You got a batch of cum weed, and it's Sweet Leaf. That's what Sweet Leaf is.
Oh, okay.
That's what Sweet Leaf is.
Yes.
In case you didn't realize, it's like Limp Bizkit. It's where it's a cum ritual, but it involves weed.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit's references were mostly to phallic coming, I would say.
Well, they're the song, the name Limp Bizkit is I Didn't Do That. But it's that ritual where a bunch of dudes get together, where your hockey team gets together, before the big game in order to rub one out so that, you can focus. And you get together with your buds and you all get in a circle, and in the middle there's a wheat tin or a Ritz cracker, and you try and come on the cracker, and whoever's the last to come has to eat all the cracker with the cum on it, and it's a bonding exercise, you see.
And this is a Canadian hockey bonding exercise.
This is everywhere.
Oh.
This is it's called Limp Bizkit. That's what their name means.
Okay.
Did you not know this?
No, I thought that Limp Bizkit did not refer to that, but perhaps something else.
No, it's a frat bonding ritual. Yeah, it also sounds like just a flaccid penis, but yes, it is in specific reference to a frat bonding ritual in which you come on a cracker and the last to come eats the cracker.
Did you know that Eddie Van Halen and Fred Durst have a beef?
No, why?
I believe that Eddie Van Halen and Fred Durst hung out once upon a time. And I believe that Fred Durst maybe stole some of Eddie Van Halen's stuff.
Like from his house?
I think so. It's allegedly, of course.
Allegedly.
Duh. But yeah, I think they have beef, which is sad, but what can you do? I mean, maybe in the time of this crisis, they could find it in their hearts to come on the show and just work it out. So here, I think now what we're going to do is just put out an offer for Fred Durst, if you're listening. Edward
the Fanatic.
Edward Van
Love
Halen, if you're listening.
Eddie Van Halen.
Please come on the show. House of Decline.
7 of Van Halen's albums.
And we're going to just work it out.
I even like Van Hagar. I don't like Gary Sharon, though. Gary Sharon can eat it.
And I want to just also at this time pour one out for Larry Sanders, who died. No, who played Larry Sanders?
Larry Sanders died.
Gary, the guy who plays Larry Sanders. Gary Shandling.
Gary Shandling died years ago.
Yeah. I'm still sad. I'm still bummed about that.
I am bummed. He was great. He was a Buddhist nearing the end of his life. He was having some great late career money doing the Over the Hedge franchise that was getting him some good money to put back into Buddhism.
Really?
Yeah, wasn't he in that? For some reason, it just clicked in my head because I just found it so odd that Gary Shandling would be a featured voice in like a children's cartoon. Fucking Gary Shandling. Kids, it's who you always wanted to see in your favorite cartoon animals. It's Gary Shandling. You love the Larry Sanders Show. You love him, kids.
Yeah. My 3-year-old nephew can't stop watching the Larry Sanders Show. Just all the 90s references, he fucking loves those. They're so funny to him,
Rip Torn is also dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
David Duchovny, not
dead.
So let's
dead.
appreciate that.
Oh boy.
Duchovny.
So how'd that X-Files reboot go? Did they continue with it?
No, there were 6 episodes where a pre-swole Kumail Nanjiani.
Pre-swole.
Yeah, this is how we split up time in pre- and post-swole Kumail Nanjiani's.
Yeah.
That's when everything went wrong.
You think?
Yeah, I can trace it to everything just suddenly going down the tubes.
Well, hold on. Let me get my pen out here
because
hold on now, because we now have 2 competing theories of when everything went wrong. Okay, so we have when Britney and JT broke up.
When Britney and JT broke up.
But now I'm just getting my legal pad.
Yeah.
Now.
And
now you can
when
hear me
Kumail
right.
Nanjiani got... Well, he was swole for a while, but this is when he revealed his swollenness for the public.
Right.
When he started getting swole was 2016. Because you needed that buildup.
Hold on.
You saw it throughout Silicon Valley. And this was never meant to be.
I'm taking notes.
He was meant to be a character actor. And he ascended towards a leading male, and this broke reality.
Yeah, keep going.
Because character actors, they're meant to stay in their lane. You have to stay in your lane. You're a character actor. You're always going to be playing a surly Pakistani guy. Your entire life, Kumail. You can never ascend. You can never ascend, and you tainted God. You tainted him. And now it's Trump time.
Okay, I got it. I got all of it down.
This is no. Obviously, I love Kumail Nanjiani. I thought he was hot before and after he was swole.
Well, he's hot now, but before he wasn't. So wait, you're wrong.
No, he's cute and he's funny, but he's sort of like his Twitter presence is pretty meh. It's sort of like Trevor Noah level neolib takes, but I think he's a funny character actor.
What about
like
Hassan Minhaj?
That guy, I don't like that guy as much. He's too earnest. I like sort of like the dirtbag persona that Kumail Nanjiani has, like just the venal asshole.
Is it racist to compare them? Is it?
Yes.
Yes. Did I fuck up?
Everything is racist.
Did I just fuck up?
You fucked up. They're not even Hassan Minhaj.
They're not even.
Is Indian.
I am really
Kumail
sorry.
Nanjiani is Pakistani.
Yeah, that is fucked
they're
up.
both from Muslim extraction.
Oh.
They themselves are not Muslim.
Oh, okay. Oh. Well,
Are they? I don't know. But Hassan Minhaj, he's weak. I feel he's weak, and people give him a lot of credit because he's very earnest. His show
he's weak.
Is even his out of all the Daily Show alums, Wyatt Cenac, I think has the best one.
The best show.
Although out of like in terms of like politics, in terms of like actually attempting to speak truth to power while simultaneously getting money from HBO, which is hard.
I think now we can agree that everyone's politics is good. You know.
I think we are all in the biggest safe space of all, buddy, which is Earth. And Earth, when you think about it, you know, we're not exposing ourselves to the harsh realities of space. And, you know, we're just here in our little safe space, in our little atmosphere, and that's why I'm an accelerationist. That's why I'm blackpilled. That's why we got to get rid of the atmosphere so that we can get rid of safe space Earth and, really expose ourselves to some outside opinions from aliens and such.
That would be the vacuum if we were to get rid of the atmosphere. We would all suffocate. We would all suffocate.
We would bolt ourselves to the ground. We would get oxygen tanks. We would invest in oxygen tanks. We'll bottle it all up. Suction industries would be huge. Big glass domes. That's all I'm saying. No more atmosphere. We weren't using it to its fullest effect. Big glass dome.
Whatever happened to that whole time and company? Remember back when there was this company that was trying to get people to volunteer to go to Mars?
Yes, that was a fraud.
That was a fraud.
That was a sham. Yeah.
I remember people getting angry at me for saying it was a fraud. But I'm also they weren't getting angry at me. I remember seeing people getting angry at other people who were participating in the conversation. I was a silent observer.
Well, you see, the Mars thing really spoke to people's desire to die in space.
Yeah.
People really want to die in space for some reason. I think
anytime anyone dies, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Because I think most people are suicidal. Which is a huge reason why people join the army. It's like Thanatos, right? It's the death urge, right? People just, it's like...
That's not why people join the army.
That's why people join the army.
No.
No, poverty is why people join the army mostly. Yeah. And misinformation.
It's poverty or wanting to kill people, but not yourself.
But that's also... No, I think part of that is putting yourself in harm's way, is heightening... It's getting your adrenaline. It's being Chris Kyle.
Who's
hate
that?
Chris Kyle.
Who's Chris Kyle?
He's American Sniper.
Is he? I don't like the one with the eye patch.
That's that's that scrub that other scrub on SNL made fun of.
I don't know what
That's
scrub.
Pete
Scrub is what doctors wear.
Okay, so Dan Crenshaw.
Why
is the
are you
eye
being?
patch fucker.
You're being intentionally confusing.
So yes, yeah. I'm obtuse. I'm real obtuse this time around.
Okay, so
Dan Crenshaw is the
Yes.
eye patch guy, and SNL laundered credibility for him to a mainstream audience, which is weird because Pete Davidson made a joke about how he has one eye, aha, and so the fucking weird liberal idpol reactionary, I shouldn't say reactionary because that means something specific. The liberal knee-jerk reaction goes, it's like, that's ableist, even though he's an abortion not haver. He doesn't like abortions. We can't have Pete Davidson making fun of the un-eyed.
Yep.
And then
That
it laundered
was,
some credibility for a total monster.
And,
Dan Crenshaw, if you actually just vaguely look at his website, he doesn't even hide it. It's like the stuff listed on his website is like, I'm for putting women in stocks and opening their vaginas for the crowd. That's what it says on his website. It's not libelous, because that's exactly what it says on his website.
Damn.
Yeah, he's
better-
a full-on Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, you know what? If something doesn't happen soon, somebody's going to need to stand up to him and take a stand and tell him to change what's on his website.
Dan Crenshaw, your website is offensive.
You're going to need to change that website.
I think a lot of politics websites would get a lot more traffic if they hosted that fake brother-sister incest fake porn that's so popular nowadays.
Yeah, that's all there is now.
Why is... Okay, so can we talk about that? Can we talk about
if you
why
want
the hell
to.
is...
Yeah.
Yes, I do want to talk about that, because that is... I blame the movie Clueless. Because that showed that you could have a stepbrother relationship that's super hot and healthy.
All right, so Clueless is where it all went wrong. I'm
Clueless
getting the
is where
pen
it
and
all went
paper
wrong.
out.
That's where we
Okay.
started.
Okay.
Clueless is where it all went wrong. It showed that if you have incest, you too can be happy white people, like a happy, rich, conscientious white people like Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd at the end of Clueless. All they had to do was have mild incest,
Yeah.
and their lives worked out perfectly. They
Yeah, I
had
don't
the
know.
ideal incest relationship where the ex-stepbrother.
I think it's just one person responsible now. Like, all of the porn websites have been consolidated and are basically run by one company now, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
And it's basically
like
true.
Hamster,
Every
YouPorn,
they're all the
and
same umbrella company.
RedTube.
Yeah, they're all the same
guy.
Yeah, and so my theory is it's just one weirdo who
He's
wrote
just pushing
the algorithm.
this on everyone.
Yeah, he wrote the algorithm, and as we know, algorithms can be biased based on who wrote them. And I think that one guy's just a weirdo.
So, are you saying that we need to hack into the YouPorn database and change the algorithm such that it stops suggesting incest porn?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's causing all the hikikomoris.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, because it's the wrong porn.
Yeah.
The algorithm is choosing the wrong porn for them.
Yeah, that's
and
why.
they've been poisoned
Yeah.
to to just live in this forever land of imaginary stepsisters.
That's why dating is so hard right now for everybody.
Because you'll never be the stepsister that the YouPorn algorithm wants you to be.
The porn is wrong.
The porn is wrong.
They're
We
getting
need to
the-
raid YouPorn.
They're
and change
getting
the
the wrong
algorithm.
porn.
Yeah, we need some more tradwife porn.
Fix the porn. Come. Oh.
We gotta fix the porn. Jerry, we gotta break into YouPorn and fix it.
Did you see Alex Jones saying he would eat his neighbor?
No.
I will eat my neighbor if my kid going hungry. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
And then he says he'll eat his neighbor's ass. So it's a mixed message. He's like, I'll eat my neighbor's ass. I'll eat him. Well, are you going to eat his ass or are you going to eat him? Because
He doesn't say what order that's in, and if it's in the order he suggests, that he'll eat him and then eat his ass, that he'll eat him and then, vomit him up, and then in like a grim pantomime of sexual favor, will eat his asshole and go, blah, blah, this is what you like, you're gay. You're a frog. You're one of them gay frogs. You like to have your asshole eaten out, don't you?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he was alluding to. We need to divine the tea leaves with Alex Jones.
Man.
That guy... When did you first... I first became aware of that guy through the fucking movie Waking Life. You remember that shitty movie?
No, I don't. I don't think I don't remember seeing it.
Are you familiar with the oeuvre of Richard Linklater?
Yeah.
I imagine you hate Richard Linklater for personal reasons.
He sucks. I mean, Boyhood.
What have you seen? What in the Linklater oeuvre have you seen and hated?
It's okay? So Slacker.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's annoying to watch.
Although I like that one of the Butthole Surfers is in it, so points.
I guess whatever.
I don't points from me for Teresa Nervosa. She's the one selling Madonna's Pap smear.
I don't really need
makes
to.
Me happy.
I don't really need to say bad things about Richard Linklater that much. I just thought Boyhood, right? He did that.
Yeah.
I thought that was annoying.
Boyhood, more like Goyhood, because they're all fucking lamois Christian dipshits. I'm really into photography. The combination.
Yeah, every
8 years is I'm really into photography.
Everyone's experiences are unique and interesting. Oh, well, at least they're unique. Oh, well, everyone has experiences. That's the moral of the movie. And much of them are the same for most people. And so just seeing like another white kid just have experiences, it's like, "Oh, okay, that's similar."
I feel like the mundane really isn't meaningful unless you contrast it with something heavier than what they show in the movie of just like divorced adults being shitty.
I would say Boyhood is much on the level of Proust.
Yeah.
You know, it's good.
I've never read Proust.
It's like good and unique, and I read most of the first book in the series of Proust.
You read A la Recherche de Tom Perdue?
Uh-huh. And
Recherche de Tom Perdue? Tom Perdue! Where are you, Tom? I'm searching for Tom Perdue.
I don't want to revisit it. It's not like it's just not.
What does he do? I know
it's about
he likes baked goods. He likes
dude
Madeleines.
And his like trying to have a relationship, and it's weird and hard. Basically,
was he gay? Proust seems like he was a closet case.
I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe
it seems like one time in college, I saw a flyer for a Proust soiree. That's what it said. And instinctively, for some reason, I said, "Ooh, a Proust soiree."
Yeah, that'll get you going.
I
know what that means.
À la recherche de my balls. A Proust soiree.
You walk into the Proust soiree, and the one guy who's there is just in a bathtub. It's like, oh, welcome. Care to join me?
It's just hostile.
Care to join me? Is this the Proust soiree?
This is the Proust soiree.
Why are you in the bathtub?
Hello, this is with the Proust soiree. This is what we're getting into right now. Down with Marcel. Are you a friend of Marcel? And then I become indoctrinated into the Friends of Marcel cult. I start selling carpets door to door. There you go.
Man, how are cults gonna make money? And I hope there's an economic bailout for cults. All right.
Well, you gotta fill out a specific form for the IRS. You can get tax exempt status if you're a religion, but you can also get breaks if you meet cult status.
Yeah, I mean, look, they make money in ways that require, getting within 6 feet of people most of the time, selling shit in the airport, selling guns. I don't know.
Oh, man, I would love it if there was a cult status tax exemption. I would start my own cult. I guess that's what a business is, really.
Well, some cults, if you accept whatever kind of kinky shit they're getting into in the bedroom, as a libertarianist government would, and then they're actually serving a purpose, which is like, hey, we don't want to pay for any kind of mental health care, so we'll just have cults where they go and then they molest each other, and
yes,
and then meanwhile like live in a house of molestation.
But they're also businesses too, because I remember in freaking Waco they would buy arms and then they would resell them at gun shows, and that was their main way of generating money.
Listen, my son, I have assumed the burden of sex for us all. Now,
yes, the thing about Koresh, I believe him. When he was fucking
the fifth seal is opening. The fifth seal is opening.
When he was legally having sex with those 14-year-old girls. Crazy.
His wife. One of his many wives.
Yes. When he was doing that, I bet he was just, I imagine him crying the whole time.
Yeah. This brings me pain. This brings me pain.
He's the best, Koresh, man. If I were to be a cult leader, he's the raddest cult leader.
He also beat his male children. So that part, he's not that cool. He's not cool.
Old school discipline. People, you gotta go alpha.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You gotta go alpha on your kids.
No, you don't. You can just take away their PlayStation.
David Koresh, I think, is a healthier model of masculinity than, say, Roosh V. If I had a kid, Roosh V, he's the guy that you don't know Roosh V?
No. Why?
Returnofkings.com?
Nope.
Okay, so he's a guy. He's an ultra misogynist.
Don't plug his website. Don't plug his website.
No, you don't go to his website because you literally get. I don't even know if it's up anymore. I think it got fully taken down because it's like he literally advocates for rape all the time. He says that rape is good.
Well, that's
it's not a joke. It's not edgy humor. He's an ultra misogynist.
Okay, so it sounds like
he's part of the manosphere. He's the most extreme version of the manosphere, and he was at one time more powerful, but he has since, not unlike Milo Yiannopoulos, been slain by just too much overexposure and being too extreme too quickly.
Well, don't go to his website.
It's not up there anymore, but he's still a character. He's still out there, Roosh V. He's a wacky guy. But yeah, if I had a kid and he was like, Dad, I really need to choose between two heroes. And it's either Roosh V or David Koresh. I'd say, son, I don't know why these are the only options, but I'd go with Koresh. He had a sick mullet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Waco show is pretty Netflixed versioned, I think. Like a Netflix version of reality.
How does it paint Koresh? Does it paint him as heroic, misunderstood, or like a freak? Does it freakify him?
Kind of like all three, but there's not enough bad shit. They're not, I mean, I get that they're trying to portray the FBI badly and the ATF badly, but they make him a very sympathetic character, which I think is pretty weird.
They do that in Mindhunter, too, where they make Ed Kemper seem just adorable. Just lovely.
Yeah.
I just want to hug Ed Kemper in Mindhunter. Oh, Ed Kemper, you killed your mom and all these co-eds, but you're just so huggable. Oh my Ed. I just want an Ed Kemper plushie. You know, in the same way that I fantasize about having a giant Snorlax stuffed animal that I can sleep on, I want a giant Ed Kemper stuffed animal that I can sleep on.
I think the first dream is actually realistic. You know? The first part, what you said?
No, I've seen people do it. You can get Etsy-made Snorlax stuffed animals. I've looked into it, and they cost like $10,000.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
Oh, well, then just message that person and be like, hey, instead of Snorlax, do you know about Ed Kemper? I have $100.
Co-ed killer Ed Kemper?
I have $100 for you.
It would be a project. Oh man, here's the thing: serial killer plushies. That shit would sell. That shit would sell like hotcakes to a bunch of fucking weirdo Hot Topic idiots.
Yeah, and now what are those people doing? I mean, they're having to... Oh, God.
Can you buy... There aren't any Ted Bundy Funko Pops, are there? There aren't any serial killer Funko Pops.
I highly doubt it. No, I doubt it.
There must be some sort of vinyl figurine, not unlike Funko Pops, to have released a serial killer line.
Oh, probably in Japan.
Yeah, maybe.
I wish I could speak Japanese so I could... or no, at least read. Not even speak. At least read it. So I could,
it's hard to read.
So I could read about... Well, with so many countries, it's just... You can't really figure out what's going on in them unless you read or can, understand the language a little bit, because...
you can get it from context clues.
Yeah, but the context clues...
You know what Shinzo Abe's thinking.
Trying to decipher the media now, I mean, you can't trust anything. So
I trust everything. See, that's how I'm combating it. I accept all realities at once. Russia is real, QAnon is real, but because they all exist at once, they all negate each other.
The Mr. Burns version?
Yes, the Mr. Burns theory. All realities are trying to get through the door, so none of them can interrupt my clarity of vision.
Okay.
Except all realities. Hyperconsciousness. That's what we must have in order to combat hypernormalization is hyperconsciousness.
Is Adam...
all realities at once.
Are you sure Adam Curtis is not just a grifter?
He's absolutely a grifter. But that's fine because I think he's... Well, what his thing is like trying to articulate why we feel so bad all the time in just new ways.
And his theory is because Gaddafi was right.
Gaddafi was right.
Gaddafi was right.
Man, a unified North Africa is my fucking dream. It's like right up on the list. It's Snorlax plushie, life-size Snorlax plushie, unified North Africa, and in
life-size
Israel
Ed
destroyed.
Kemper plushie. Oh, okay.
Life-size Ed Kemper plushie.
Oh, yeah, 2 plushie.
And Israel destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Then Israel, no.
Well,
we love Israel. No, we don't. I don't love Israel.
I love Palestine.
I don't love Palestine either.
I love Palestine. I'm confident in saying I love Palestine.
Okay, I love Palestine.
In terms
if I had to choose one, like I said, if it was...
if I had to choose one, I would choose Palestine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Roosh v... and the other guy.
I mean...
Israel is Roosh v
listen,
in this case.
That's how I grew up. I grew up going to we had family friends who were Palestinian, and that's how I grew up. So I'm sorry.
You grew up Palestinian.
Basically, adjacent.
Growing up Palestinian.
Because we would go to a Palestinian restaurant every week, and we were family friends with them, and I guess I was indoctrinated at an early age to be very pro-Palestine.
You were getting the good falafel.
The falafel was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, we loved them.
See, because I only had Israeli falafel, which is dog shit.
What?
I only had Jewish falafel, which is dog shit compared to Palestinian falafel. I will hold this true. See, that is the thing, because...
yeah, maybe.
Israelis take credit for falafel. Really, they stole it.
I don't know.
Like the blues. Like the white man stole the blues. Israelis stole falafel.
They were simultaneously developing falafel.
No.
Yes.
It was technology that was brutally rendered.
No. You can, just like the light bulb, which was invented basically at the same time across the world by a couple of different people. I think there's a French guy. So with falafel. Simultaneously, back in 4000 BC.
Disagree. Israelis Led Zeppelin did.
They did?
Yeah, they were... How does Robert Plant talk normally? I think he talks, I'm Robert Plant! I'm gonna steal all these blues musician songs and not give them credit!
Yeah,
that's how he talks normally.
He does talk that. Yeah, that's why he sings like that, too, because most people, when they sing, it's exactly like how they talk.
It's exactly how they talk. That's why when I sing, it's like this. It's just my normal speaking voice.
Yeah, well,
This is me singing. I've actually been singing this whole time.
Why don't you do Robert Plant on the Israeli-Palestinian issue? More of that.
Israel has a right to defend itself!
You think Robert Plant's pro-Israel?
Robert Plant is absolutely pro-Israel.
Okay.
Robert Plant is totally pro-Israel. He definitely has problematic opinions about Palestinians because he's a Lord of the Rings fan. And anyone that takes Lord of the Rings seriously fears the Haradine, fears the men from the south.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me. Okay,
have the veils and ride the elephants.
If we're getting into that, the person who's doing that, who's a musician, is that fucker Varg Vikernes.
Varg Vikernes
from yeah.
Well, he's an actual white supremacist. But
in a way, except not even. That's even a little generous, because he's like a Norse supremacist.
I feel like Dave Mustaine hates the Muzzies a lot.
So Varg only likes Scandinavian people. That's it.
That's fucking lame. Can you imagine a life that's entirely just, we're Vikings. Yes, that's nice.
Yeah.
Let us use hydroelectric power.
Their aesthetic is like basically like, why would you want to force yourself to live this way with like just bad like Bronze Age technology?
Yeah, if there was if you had to choose a fascist state of any culture, to be the monoculture of the world, Sweden and Norway, Scandinavia, none of the Scandinavian countries are like top 50. No.
Nope.
Like, I love Canada. That shit's not top 50 either. I would choose fucking China over.
America has been pretty good with the monoculture that everyone has to pay attention to, except until 2016. That's when the world started being like, ugh. Even Bush was funnier. I guess not. I guess Trump is funny. I don't know.
I want...
It is time for a new monoculture, though.
A Chilean monoculture.
Yeah.
Because it's like Brazil, but less concentrated hatred towards gay people. Slightly less concentrated hatred towards gay people. Not as... Well, now it's Brazil's full-on fashion now.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. I don't know. It seems a little bit that it's maybe more disorganized. I don't know if he has like full control over the military. I think in Brazil, there's always a chance that you fuck up and you're out of there, even still.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that Bolsonaro, you can easily, I think the argument for him being a fascist, calling him a capital F fascist, holds more water than, say, calling Trump a full-on fash. But maybe Trump is a full-on fash. Maybe I'm underestimating him. But my mom is really scared. She's very panicked that, if he gets elected a second term, he's going to take away your rights. He's going to use the military.
What?
The military to do a coup.
What?
But I feel like the Joint Chiefs would coup him before. I feel like the deep state wouldn't allow that. They would use.
I mean,
Mike Pence. Well, maybe not Pence. That fucking guy. Did you see him showing up to the Mayo Clinic without a mask?
Yeah.
Was it the Mayo Clinic?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fucking great.
Right. Well,
that's just incredible. Why did he do that? You'd feel like that feels like a Veep moment, but it's like it's even more callous and crazy than Veep, because it's like, I guess he just doesn't believe in the virus, right? He still doesn't believe in it.
I actually think it's a faith thing.
He believes God is protecting him.
Yeah. I mean, and I think for him, it's like, if God is going to give me the virus, then there's nothing I can do about it.
Wow. That's a pretty cool way to live, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a weird form of like
this
peace by accepting that you have no control over your life.
There's also
there's a high because I don't know. No, you go.
There's a high percentage of Bible verses that suddenly became applicable again. You know? I mean, it's a boon for the mission, for the evangelical mission right now. I bet if they could get preachers out, they'd be converting people scores, because there's so many biblical verses about plague that are applicable at this time. Society's collapsing, people are freaking out, they need to calm down.
Bible's all about plague.
All right. The rest of the podcast is me looking up biblical verses about the plague.
10 plagues of Egypt. You can start there. Those are plagues.
Shouting them at you.
That was my favorite part of Pesach. Pesach dinner is the 10 plagues.
Don't expose my ignorance, but what is that?
It's Pesach. You've heard of it before. It's Passover. I'm just saying the Hebrew word for it. So Moses, in order to take revenge for saying, hey, don't enslave us, because we got God on our side, even though he didn't prevent the initial slavery, which seems weird, but whatever. So blood came first. Love blood. Rivers of blood. It's a classic. Then frogs, which is killer. Then locusts. Lice. Then it all culminated with death of the firstborn.
Yep.
Which is, and that's where Israelis got the desire to murk innocent Palestinian children as revenge. It's in the Bible.
Yeah.
We commemorate it every year as Pesach. It's okay to murder innocent children just so long as their parents did something bad to you. Maybe not even, and that doesn't even hold water because the Egyptians in the story actually enslaved the Jews, even though historically there's no evidence that the Jews were ever
So the
enslaved.
media is reporting about some kind of new kind of bug invading, obviously, because
what?
They are just
There's
needling.
A new bug?
They're
COVID-20?
just the media is just needling the people most on the edge mentally right now, and I don't get it.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Like, to do a story on some stupid fucking beetle invading when they know full well that that's going to set a bunch of people off their rocker.
I think it's part of the heightened game. You ever just sit down and watch MSNBC for a bit?
Hell no.
It's all about heightening these things that people have no control over. They just want to feel invested and stressed out about it. I think to some degree people like it, that feeling that there's something wrong and I'm just white-knuckling thinking about it. It's sort of like being really invested in a football team, but you're really invested in the news. You're just invested in just having this constant feed of aggravating information and getting this cortisol, adrenaline rush, just constantly balancing each other out. Just this pain and pleasure trade-off by just giving this feed of destabilizing, anxiety-inducing information. That's what CNN and MSNBC is all about.
I'm going to suggest right now everybody pause and just buy some water purification tablets, iodine tablets, potentially some gold. You're going to need a freezer. You're going to need a generator. You're going to want a tank that can hold water. You're going to want something that can also hold gasoline. You're going to want fuel stabilizer, okay? What we're going to need a supply of 2x8s, 2x4s. You're going to want a bunch of gravel. You're going to want a bunch of good soil. You're going to want a bunch of sand. Okay?
You're going to want our proprietary neurotropic medicine, which is called Declinopin. You're going to want to take that once every 6 minutes.
You know what I was looking up today? You know what I Googled?
Which one?
You know what? I Googled how to make Quaaludes.
Are you...
Guess what? It's hard.
Man.
Guess what? It's hard.
Artisan Quaaludes.
Yeah. These Quaaludes.
Now here at Pepperidge Farm Quaaludes, we make Quaaludes the old-fashioned way with a bit of love And with a lot of heart.
This is just a Mr. Show bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, was there a Mr. Show bit where they had Mom and Pop's old-fashioned Quaaludes?
They've done the Mom and Pop bit of something ridiculous a couple of times.
Yeah, contrasting the wholesomeness of Mom and Pop, like Mom and Pop's whores.
Do you remember mustard mayonnaise?
Mustard mayonnaise?
Mustard mayonnaise.
Is that a Mr. Show bit?
Yeah.
I like mustard and mayonnaise on a turkey sandwich.
Mustard mayonnaise. Well, now it comes in the same jar.
It is pretty gross.
Yeah.
To think about that. To think about that flaxen yellow combination of condiments.
Mm-hmm. You got to work to keep them separate.
I recently enjoyed a combination of mustard mayonnaise.
Yeah. So what you been eating?
Mortadella sandwich.
Mortadella. What is that? Is that a
mortadella? Is like fancy bologna. It's like bologna, but you don't want to feel like a fucking asshole.
Okay.
For buying bologna, so you get mortadella.
So where are you shopping now? Like CVS?
I'm shopping at a neat little grocery store next to me, which is very narrow in the aisle and very overpriced in the stock, but no lines, and they have toilet paper and Drano.
So I go to Costco, and everyone at Costco has like full-on knight helmets and lances with their shopping carts. Yeah, and the people with children have the children have shields and swords. It has gotten crazy in Michigan.
Yeah,
like
the youngest is our bannerman.
Yeah, I mean, after the gunmen invaded the Capitol, basically the governor just gave up, declared anarchy, and it's every man's home is his castle is the official motto now, and full on just jousting to get that flour at Costco, to get that oversized.
How did that gunman in Michigan situation turn out?
Oh, they dispersed.
Didn't really follow through with their whole.
Well, they came out and they were like, we're not gonna shoot, we're not gonna use these for now. They said that. For now, like a threat. Like, okay, yeah, you break into the deciding room and then take it over, and then I guess the decisions you make there are binding, right? What the
grasping for control.
The thing about
in Michigan.
Yeah, they're just like, what are we gonna do?
Well, I think we can take it up to the fucking White House, which is, of course, which is the Michigan State House.
What are they gonna fucking do? They're gonna make the factories open, and then what are they gonna use? What are they gonna use to build shit?
They're trying to John Q it, John Q got his kid done for the hospital with guns, and they were gonna be the 7 John Qs of Michigan.
No one else is sending stuff for those factory, like, whatever.
You gotta get people working again.
Yeah, and we gotta take away their unemployment benefits is what we gotta do. We gotta figure out how to stop paying unemployment benefits above.
Do these guys think that, like, COVID is responsible for why industry in Michigan has been so down as of the last 40 years? It's been COVID this whole time.
I mean, I don't know. They're not going to do anything. But maybe they will. Who knows?
How do we revive the American manufacturing base, I think, is the real question.
We just start making shit here and paying people more. And
then
then
how will we get it for very cheap and then use a lot of oil to ship it overseas?
I don't think we can get it for very cheap if we make it here.
Okay, well, we're gonna need interns. It's clear.
Yeah.
Child labor laws. We're gonna need to, like, school is overrated. It's become clear that we need to have child labor laws repealed.
Repealed?
Get them in the factories. Get them working. Pay them less. Or it'll be like a work study for 2 hours of the day. They're making lanyards for the good of the nation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get the kids working. Get them a skill. Get them in the oil refineries. Although oil is no more oil. It's done.
We're gonna have to like nationalize some stuff, most likely.
Like the internet.
Well, yeah, and various industries.
Nationalize YouPorn, and make it all tradwife porn. That's how we get rid of the incest problem. We got to nationalize the porn industry.
We're not the UK over here, buddy. We don't get in between a man and his porno.
Wait, did the UK censor? Do they have a porn censor?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
You have
there's
to
just some
like
guy in an office going.
Well, porn is censored, and you have to like request.
No, that is very naughty.
You have to like
that
request
that
you can access porn in the UK. Do you not know about that?
No, that's so cucked.
Really?
This
happened.
I don't want to live in England.
Yeah. Well, they were really worried about children seeing porn.
Why? I mean, I saw porn at 10, and I'm fine.
Because if children see porn, then they end up fucked up forever, irreparably.
I guess so.
Just irreparably, and that's why I am the way I am now. I saw porn when I was 2. When I was 2, I was exposed to porn, and it fucked me up forever. I'm still pissed about it.
Was 1 year old. When I was 6 months old, I was forced to suck a titty, and it scarred me for life, and that's why I'm gay.
Yeah. Well, see, children really shouldn't be aware of their genitals for at least until they're 12.
No.
Right?
That's why you need to obscure their genitals from them.
Yeah.
They can never see their genitals.
It needs to be like how it is in Japan, where it's blurred out in real life. They figured out how to... Because everyone wears those, like, computer glasses, now in Japan. Like their computer glasses, and they just blur it out.
Yeah, they got the augmented reality context, and everyone's genitals are blurred out. You don't have to see anyone's genitals anymore.
In Japan, I'd love to go there. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I'm not going to be able to probably go anywhere for a while, like probably 3 years. You think?
Just stow away on a bean ship. People need beans. And you can surprise Japan. It was me and the beans. And you can do your tour of the Yokohama Bean District.
Surprise Japan. It was me and the beans.
3 years? You think 3 years?
Until it's like okay to travel internationally. I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Who knows?
No.
Do they they don't like if I tried to book a flight to somewhere not in the country, I don't think I can, right?
To somewhere in the country?
To a different country. If I try to fly internationally. Yeah.
No, you couldn't fly internationally right now, but I think
that's crazy.
I have no idea.
That's crazy.
I'm only a member of the FAA, so that's my only qualification, but what I believe no, I am not an FAA member. That's ridiculous.
What is the FAA?
I just got my pilot's member, the Federal Aviation Association. I don't know.
Of America?
It's the regulatory. The regulatory body?
I never know if you're talking about like a Canadian government that might be different.
No, that's the American one. The FAA.
What is it?
Notify them about airspace and such.
What's the Canadian version? Is it the FAAG?
Hey, you can't say that. No, that's what they call gay people in the Netherlands. Fogs.
Ooh, don't say that word.
Fogs.
Don't say that word.
I can say that because I suck mad dick.
I guess so.
Just suck one dick and enjoy it. You too can say it.
If I just have to suck one dick and enjoy it.
And enjoy it. You can't be a bitch about it. You can't be just holding it between your thumb and forefinger.
And it can't it can't be your own, right?
No, it can't be your own.
Okay.
That's baby shit. Suck another man's dick. The bigger, the more fag points you get. No,
how many?
Size doesn't matter.
Oh, size doesn't make you get more points.
Size doesn't matter. We're going to be inclusive. Just the amount of dick, though. And the amount of pleasure the other person gets and the amount of pleasure you derive are all factors in how frequently and severely you get to say the fag word.
Oh. Okay.
Gay scientists calculated this years ago.
I don't think this is the right kind of science to be doing.
This is the gay science. Oh. The fag site.
You're hearing people say it more and more.
Yeah. Just openly.
Mm-hmm.
Seen straights. Watched a lot of RuPaul. They don't say fag a lot on RuPaul,
dude,
though.
I've
never heard it, though.
Trump was just tweeting Dr. Seuss shit today. Like
what was he tweeting? Like smabblers and dimblers and dropplers and chimblers.
No, he's like telling a fairy tale about the United States, like rising from the the depths of this current.
Sam, I am green eggs and ham. I didn't have them. No ham. How was I expected to have the ham? I don't do a very good Trump impression, but the premise of Trump reading green eggs and ham, or something similar, seems like some sort of SNL bit. I'm surprised it hasn't been done. It may have already been done. I'm sure it has been done.
Okay, so I can't do a good Trump, but he tweeted this. And then came a plague, a great and powerful plague, and the world was never to be the same again. What?
There came a plague, a great and powerful plague. The world was never to be the same again. I can't do a good Trump. Oh my god, folks.
He's like, and the world was never to be the same again.
That shit is great. Is that a Bible verse, or is he just like talking? Is he just making up his own Bible versey sounding stuff?
I'm not sure. He's making up his own like, yeah, his own weird saying.
That's fine. He is the figurehead. He is the one true figurehead. He is the God Emperor.
No, he's not.
He will ascend.
Nope. He's a fat idiot.
He will become king. I want to get on the Trump train. That is the true test of faith, is getting on the Trump train.
No, it's not.
That is like, if you can believe in a man that is so outwardly ridiculous, you can inherit the earth. And I feel that's the religion.
No. Oh well, as in Trumpism is a religion.
The clown messiah. The thick-lipped Cheeto messiah. There's a goddamn Cheeto messiah. Fucking puffed corn and orange cheese blitz messiah. America. You know, that sort of shit. Make a voodoo doll out of Cheetos. Fuck it. That's Trump.
He's the worst, dude.
He's I don't think he's the worst.
He's the worst.
No. Bush 2 was worse than Trump. The whole Bush 2 cadre was worse than Trump. Just in terms of bodies alone.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Nah, like
sure.
Trump is...
I'm not going... I mean, you can say that if someone... When the inevitable people are like, you know, George Bush wasn't so bad. Yeah, then you can say that. But in other ways, Trump is worse. Besides the body count ways, he hasn't had the opportunity. And if you call dissolving the pandemic, the federal pandemic department, like, if that makes him add up a body count, he's already working on it.
Yeah, that's true. That is on him. That's directly on him, too. He can't even blame that on sort of like the way that Obama blames his bodies on sort of the nebulous day-to-day operation of
no one knows how computers work, and these drones happen to be run by computers. So, really, it's a problem with the software.
Let me be clear. Our military policy in regard to soft targets is shit happens. And that was the bodies. Those were Obama's bodies. Were shit happens bodies. And that's why people still love him, because it's like, I didn't see the face of that Yemeni kid. He was probably a jerk. Fucking Abdullah. Well, he deserved to get drone bombed. Wasn't there a school bus of children at one point?
I mean, at one point, yes.
Yeah, it was a full-on school bus of children. You couldn't make a more comically horrifying bombing than that. And then it's like, don't blame the Obama administration for shit. Those were the halcyon days. And we're going to go back to that with Biden. Yeah! bombing buses of Yemeni kids and feeling blameless. Hell yeah.
B words.
Biden.
B words.
2020.
Feeling blameless about bombing kids. B words.
Biden. Blameless. Bombings. Biden blameless bombing. Oh, that's hard to say. That's a bit of a tongue twister. That's what Biden gave Tara Reid, a tongue twister. Oh, no.
Boom. Headshot.
We believe he did that shit, right? He totally did that shit, right?
Yes.
Allegedly. He totally allegedly did that shit.
Seems
right?
like it.
Yeah. I don't see why people are finding it so hard to believe that Biden is... I feel like if you're, like, full chips down lib, like, you don't care whether or not your candidate is a rapist because you already made your peace with Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I mean...
So, and you already made your peace with Hillary Clinton, who directly enabled a rapist for years and years and years. All that shit about Jennifer Flowers and Juanita Broderick and Paula Jones and Monica Lewinsky, all women coerced by a powerful man into getting some presidential baby.
Yeah, it's not good, and I do not support Joe Biden, and I don't think I can vote for him, but it really sucks. Because who else can you vote for? I got Howie Hawkins. I got Jesse Ventura. I got Justin Amash. I got third. I got what the fuck? So yeah, there's no one good.
We're going to bring it back to the White House, doing it like we did in Minnesota, back in that style. Jesse Ventura, coming for you, 2020.
Yeah, great. We want
James
that guy.
Adomian
Why do
Ventura.
we want that guy?
Because he was in Predator.
Okay.
And he's the closest we'll get to President Schwarzenegger, who is the true antidote to Trump.
Yeah, well...
President Schwarzenegger. Because you know, Arnold, he's a Republican, but he's got a good heart. He's legalized marijuana in California state. And he's helping with the wildfires. It's just...
Nah, he's a bad dude, probably. But I want to believe he's a good dude.
I mean... Didn't he screw...
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Didn't he screw
I
with...
like to suck a lot of dick.
Didn't he screw with the healthcare in California?
What did he do to the healthcare in California? Did he make it bad?
Making me Google stuff.
You don't have to Google shit about Arnold Schwarzenegger doing shit to healthcare in California.
Our podcast should be informative.
No, it shouldn't. Podcasts are stupid. Podcasts make
Our
you dumb.
podcast should be informative.
Podcasts pretend to be your friends. They're not your friends.
Podcast,
disembodied voices.
Our podcast.
We're a substitute for a nice, healthy schizophrenia.
Our podcast should be informative.
Secretly, people just want voices in their head. And we can be your voices. Let us guide you. For example, set that couch on fire right now. Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
Come on, Derek. Set that couch on fire.
Yeah, Derek.
We know you're listening, Derek.
Derek.
No, don't do it, Derek. Don't do. This is your conscience, Derek. Derek, you're gay. And this is your conscience. Don't set that couch on fire, and you're gay. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's cool that
I
Derek
wish I had.
listens to our show. What?
I love Derek. Derek is good. A Derek recently, I knew a Derek that became an MP, and I don't mind talking about it because he is a public figure. His name is Derek Sloan, and I actually know this person. And he was very dumb when I knew him, and he's very dumb now, and he became a member of Parliament in Canada, and he recently accused our head doctor lady. I forget her official title. Not our Surgeon General, but something like it. Tam. I forget her first name. But he accused her... Dr. Tam.
Okay.
He accused her of having dual allegiances to China and Canada in a Facebook blast to his rural constituents.
So how is Canada doing with the gun ban?
We have a gun ban?
Yes, dude.
Oh yeah, I guess we banned AR-15s.
Yes, dude. You have a fucking gun, a huge ass gun ban. How are you guys?
A huge ass gun ban.
How are you dealing with that? How, like, are you okay? How are your rights? How are your rights? Have they all started falling away?
You know, if I were a gun hobbyist, probably would be a little pissed off. If I liked collecting these beautifully elegant machines of destruction, and they limit my ability to cultivate my art. How dare they? I wish there was like a really faggy fucking gun owner that used that argument.
There are, but I'm not endorsing your use of that word, but there are.
Okay. I can say it because I suck dick and love it.
Okay, but I can't agree with it.
Okay.
No. I mean, not. I agree with you sucking.
Dare you?
No, I agree with you sucking dick and loving it.
It's a misapplication of the word faggy.
I don't agree with using that word the way you are using it to describe someone that we can't potentially verify as also sucking dick and enjoying it, Alex.
That's true.
Okay.
You're right. I'm being insensitive.
We don't have
to these potentially gay gun owners.
We don't have to throw all of the ideology out just because they're saying we can't clap anymore, okay?
You know, it's the best thing. Saying that AR stands for automatic rifle in front of a gun guy and watching him twitch.
No, you mean assault rifle.
Yeah, it stands for assault rifle 15.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, man, assault rifle 15, the first 14, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine how advanced this assault rifle is.
I don't care what the gun people say. I don't know.
I don't care what they're going to say.
It's fucking stupid, and I don't care. Why don't you just like get a backhoe?
Does a civilian need an AR-15 plausibly?
Why don't you get a...
The answer is no. The answer is no.
If you want to fuck shit up, get a backhoe. You can fuck so much shit up with a backhoe.
I know some people that love guns.
Yeah.
And they do love... Brace Belden from TrueAnon is a proud AR owner. And he's a weirdo. He's a big fucking weirdo that came under heat lately because Zenny Jardin, journalist Zenny Jardin, called him a Nazi. Him and his co-host a Nazi, even though they're both Jews. So that was fun.
Yeah, well, when you
know Zenny Jardin?
I don't know her, and I didn't used to know her until I made the dubious life choice of getting into Twitter. And I promptly muted her after maybe one day of exposure. I don't need that.
This lady is fucking crazy. Like, okay, so she's the Gen X equivalent to OK Boomer. Whatever OK Gen X is, she's that. Because she's like... it's also crazy the way that she cultivates her appearance, because it's like exactly what a Republican fever dream of what a liberal is. Like, has the aposematism hair and has, like, the thick glasses and, like, makes up weird stories about doing rails of coke with Iggy Pop at age 14 and, like, using that as cultural cachet in order to have really bad takes about online Jews.
The way to defeat her is obviously not through any kind of confrontational way. That's what she's looking for. It is through being like luring her into a open and honest communication about your feelings. And so, if you want to do that, you'll be doing all of us a favor. Go for it. You need to get in that DM right now. Let's be like, I love you.
Taming of the Shrew, but with Zenny Jardin.
Listen, I love you.
Tame Zenny. let's get Zenny down on the... No. Much love to Zenny. She keeps doing her thing. Love to have you on the pod. Love to have you punch me in the throat and then make me apologize for it.
I mean, Twitter is not that important. So when you can't get...
It is to the media class.
Yeah, but so what? They've obviously gone fucking insane.
they were maybe we were always like this. We're the media class now. We got a podcast. We're dispersers of information. Mm-hmm. We are a middle man between direct information and spin. We're giving it our wacky, fractured take on life to these scrubs listening to this podcast.
Scrubs? What?
I say scrubs a lot.
What is that? Is that from something? Is it
these scrubs?
Is Scrubs just from the one song?
The song No Scrubs?
Yeah.
No, I think it was slang long before the TLC song.
Well, listen.
I think a scrub.
I don't want to. Hey,
originated in the late 80s.
Listen, hey, wait a minute. We are not an anti-slang podcast, okay? Just want to make that clear.
Is it dated or is it too black for me to use? Which is the question. In the same way that, like, you see a white woman reacting exclusively with gifs of black women and doing the whole digital blackface routine.
Well, apparently I'm not supposed to say y'all, even though I am from Texas. But I don't know if that rule applies.
Why can't you say y'all?
I don't know.
I love saying fucking y'all.
I don't know. I
do enjoy saying y'all.
I don't,
it's
actually.
Like,
no, because now I'm wondering if I can't say it.
And I know that y'all is like a symptom of soy boyism.
What?
And it's like what... it's also like being forced quirky, and like even the point I'm about to make, which that English has no second person plural, is also a soy boyism. But god damn it, it's true.
It is
and
true.
I like y'all.
And there's no such thing as soy boyism, because I drink soy milk every day.
No, soy boyism is more of a. It's not how much soy you consume, but how much soy is visible on your face.
What?
I don't know what I'm saying, but the phenomenon of sort of like male Elizabeth Warren supporters, you know, the most cucked people in existence.
I don't agree with that.
No, I can't.
Oh, because Bernie Sanders is so much better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, real great. Did a real good job.
He's endorsed a rapist. We're all endorsing rapists now. Who's your favorite? Which rapist do you endorse?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think he's the one that pretty much everyone agrees on. That even though it's like
you can't get in trouble for like playing Michael Jackson. It's still playing everywhere I go. It's insane. Yep. Every time I go to the grocery store and Thriller comes on, everybody starts dancing.
Because I think Michael Jackson, also the magic of his music and why it's easier to separate the horror of his actions with his music is because...
Okay, but right now, everyone at the grocery store is wearing masks, right? And we're terrified. And then Thriller comes on.
And everyone's doing going side to side, arms in the air zombie
We're going to dance during a pandemic to the pedophile song.
We love the pedophile song.
Joker-fied.
The pedophile song in Joker was so good. Everyone, it went back to the charts because people love the pedophile songs. We've talked before how David Bowie fucked a 14-year-old, and depending on the sliding definition of pedophilia.
Are we gonna? It sounds like we're about to close out the episode like we did last time. Let's not go that way.
No, I'm just saying.
We closed out last week's episode on the same thing. Same exact thing. No,
because childhood trauma.
I refuse.
Is really what informs all of our life. From the great manga One Piece.
All right.
We have learned.
Well,
that childhood trauma informs all of our actions.
I thought it was manga.
What did I say? Manga?
He said manga.
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 I believe it's a manga.
Yes. It's a Midwestern weeaboo. Oh, I just love my mangas. I just love my mangas and my enemies. Oh, I wish I have a crippling addiction to hentai. Hentai. Don't you know? Sure.
It just makes no darn sense to be all cooped up when no one has the virus, you know?
Sure. My mangas have been really good. My erratic mangas. I've been really enjoying a lot of my hentais during this time. And that's what Henry Darger. That would be the modern day Henry Darger. He would just be obsessed with anime. Thank God there wasn't anime in the 1900s, because that way we got the Vivian girls and a constant outsider art presence.
Who are the Vivian girls?
Oh, you know about Henry Darger?
It sounds like something I suppressed in my memory.
Henry Darger was this weird guy in Chicago in the early 20th century, and he was a janitor at a hospital, I think, and he mostly kept to himself, but when he died, they found, like, this 20,000 page tome with fully weird illustrations of, like, little girls cut out from magazines, but collaged with other stuff.
Yeah, that was something I suppressed.
Yeah, you suppress that because it's like sort of, you know, speaking of hidden pedophiles. But maybe not. Maybe it was innocent. That is forever the question of Henry Darger. But his stuff sells for millions and millions now, and he is seen as sort of the preternatural. He's seen as the outsider artist, the mold from which all other outsider artists like Daniel Johnston are judged.
Okay.
True love will find you in the end. You'll find out who was your friend. I have a mixed relationship with outsider art because I think it is at once I enjoy it, but it's also absolutely exploitative in all cases.
How? How is it exploitative?
Because you're frequently laughing at the guy and not with them. I think that's like, especially with people like Wesley Willis. Daniel Johnston's different because he's sort of upheld as
I guarantee you, growing up at school in art class, we would play Wesley Willis and slap clay around, and we were not laughing at him. We were enjoying it and singing along, and we knew the entire album, the lyrics. We had it fucking memorized, and it was insane.
That's pretty good.
We knew all of the Wesley Willis.
Okay. And you're heartening me. You're heartening me to the enjoyment of outsider art, because sometimes I feel like I am taking advantage of another person's mental illness.
I mean, I guess, but maybe 7th graders are mentally ill, but...
Well, I think 7th graders really respond to Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Dude, we put that shit on.
Or was it Suck a Male Camel's Dick? Which one?
Like Vampire Bat? That was another good one.
Yeah.
Was my favorite. We would record.
Why was your art teacher allowing you to listen to Wesley Willis?
Because our art teacher was our art teacher and and knew about some outsider art, and he had the Wesley Willis CD and a fucking boombox. We'd slam that shit in.
Your art teacher showed you Wesley Willis?
Yeah.
This guy is awesome. I love this guy. Who is he? Is he great?
He's just been the art teacher at the school I went to forever. He still is. I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
But he's cool. Sort of. I mean, he's
still showing 12-years Wesley Willis.
You can be cool in that way and then also, like, yell at kids and be very Catholic. And that's, like, all. That's...
Oh my god!
I mean, yeah, no, he showed us like the Basquiat.
How do you be Catholic and like Wesley Willis?
I think
it's such a bizarre combination.
There's like a Basquiat documentary. He showed us that. He showed us like
that's pretty cool.
There's like a lot of stuff.
Basquiat's cool.
Yeah, he exposed us to a lot of stuff, which was good because we were, going back in for theology class. So boring.
Is Basquiat cool? I feel like liking Basquiat is like a shorthand for being like a culturally literate New Yorkie rich person.
You gotta know about him.
Yeah, I guess he's just like he's culturally significant enough. If I were Basquiat, I would have been dead for 3 years by now. Man. If I were Tupac, I'd be dead for 6 years. 4 years? When did Tupac die? 26 or 24? He died super young.
You want me to ask Google?
Ask Google, when did Tupac die? Never. He's been alive this whole time. He's been in a bunker under Russell Simmons' house.
Hey, Google. When did Tupac die?
Tupac Shakur was assassinated on the 13th of September 1996.